All right, guys, we are live. Today's gonna be a good one, guys. I'm gonna be talking about Wes Watson and diving into this individual. Now, I just got some exposure to this guy. I just learned about him not even a few weeks ago. I got exposed to him through Fresh and Fit podcast, and I'm gonna dive into that. But before we go and expose him, either to be a fraudster, I'm I'm pretty. This is really interesting because I'll break it down. This is he's very interesting. So let's just break down his description, who he is. Okay. So in this channel, we follow Wes Watson as he recalls the past and captivates his audience through his storytelling. He has a lot of stories about prison, a lot of stories about motivation, a lot of stories about getting better, improving. Wes Watson has a lot of stories about this health, fitness. So this guy's a very interesting guy, extremely ripped. Like he stands out. But I'm going to go through this step by step, and maybe you guys feel different about him. Maybe you think he's a scam artist. Maybe you think that he is potentially, getting money from just the gains that he has. How, using his prison stories make him look hard. For me, I'm like in the middle, and sometimes leaning here and there. So I'm just going to go through some of the evidence. And if you've not watched this guy, check out some of the videos. And if you check those videos out, I'll have the links for them in the description box. So let's get into it. So this is how I got exposed to Wes Watson. I watched this video, did not know who half these guys were. We have Freshman, we have Fit, we have Andrew. And I was like, who's this guy? So let him say who he is about himself. But the first part I got about him.
What you got?
Probably the $5 in my pocket. Not much more.
See, can anyone answer for the guy?
Right.
Why do they think I'm kidding? Just
go.
on the panel.
It's tough, right?
Get him. Shit, fuck that. Chicks got upgrades. Duh. Ask them. Just be humble. What the fuck you talking about, dumb motherfucker?
A lot
You
of
got
cursing,
a goddamn
just letting you
3.
know.
And that's the worst thing about these motherfuckers. They try to give you relationship advice. Motherfucker, you got a borderline Miami 2. That's like a fucking Mississippi 6. Like, what the fuck you talking about? Don't give me relationship advice to my 10 when you got a 2, motherfucker. Shut up.
So this is how I got exposed to him. It's like when I first heard him talking, I'm like, is this guy just bragging the entire time? Saying, I got this, you got to have this and this to be successful. Because they asked him initially, what's your definition of success? Right? I don't want to play the whole thing. Just letting you guys know.
Shit. And if you don't have the results that I want in some area, I can't fucking listen to you. So
go.
most people
Go back a little bit.
don't have to hide behind nothing. I mean, what's rich? I mean, you get to do what the fuck you want. I don't need you to be a billionaire to say you're rich, or other people, they'll see that even I rent my place. It's $95,000 a month. But they're like, you rent your place. It's like, you dumb motherfucker. You don't understand.
Now, if you guys get in the gist of it, it's a lot of cursing, which I'm fine with. I curse all the time. But it's like, I get his concept. He breaks down a lot of things. He says, like, you need to be the best at everything. You need to be elite. But it's very interesting that when he breaks down his life, it seems like it's very shallow. And if you guys get the same feeling, like a shallow feeling about it, that's how I felt initially until I started watching a lot more of his content for this video. Like, he is shallow, but maybe it's just because I have a bad overview of him. But let's go and see what Andrew says about it here.
As Price said himself, what good does it benefit? But my definition of success is having a family, having children, and being part of the apparatus of the world. And true wealth is a rejection of materialism. As Price said himself, what good does it benefit a man to gain the entire world at the cost of his soul? And
it's interesting. If you watch the interview, watch the full part of what Wes talks about, and then Andrew, it's like he debunks everything that he talked about, because it seems like Wes is very materialistic in what he has for his life. Everything is a show. Everything's a sale. Everything is just to promote himself. And then when Andrew comes up, it's like, it's very interesting that he breaks down, like, success is about the family, about helping the community, about building yourself up, about spirituality, which, if it doesn't align with you guys, I lean more towards Andrew in this area, but I would agree with Wes when it comes to exercise and fitness. That is a massive thing that you need for the whole success pyramid. Like, you need everything, in a sense. Not to this extreme, but we'll go down a little bit more.
essentially, when I think of wealth, I think of materialism It's okay to have materialism. It's not against Christian ethics to become rich, become wealthy. But I just think it's all beside the point, ultimately. You're trying to go for a single thing, and it's to achieve something greater than the person.
Now, this is the part where, like, I didn't, once again, it's my first time being exposed to Wes. I don't know much about him, but I so far feel, that he's very materialistic. He wants a bunch of flash, wants to be in the limelight, wants a bunch of attention. Which I got other podcasts and other stuff to show you guys more about Wes to break his mentality down, where you're getting multiple views and his own words that he says about himself.
Does he have money?
No.
Do you have money?
No, I don't have.
How much money do you have?
I don't have money. But here's the thing. Why is money valuable?
Do you have money?
What is money valuable for?
I'm just asking. Do you have money?
I just said no. I'm broke. I'm a nobody.
No, but really, you are?
Yeah.
Is he really broke?
Yeah.
I just want to know. I have to know.
No, I'm not. I'm not. How come if I don't have X thing?
So if you watch this debate, they go back and forth, and you get it's like you get a man who has big muscles, a lot of money, a lot of fame, but he has like the mentality of a child at this point. And it seems like he sacrifices all that other stuff to be in the limelight, but acts like a child. And here, I'll show you some examples.
They don't value X thing. Does that?
Here.
So what's the distinction? After you make X amount, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you look at these studies done on this, it does not.
I don't fit no fucking studies.
It does not hugely improve a person's life.
Are you proud of who the fuck you are?
Why look at,
are you proud? If you look in the mirror, would you guys say this motherfucker's proud of who the fuck he is?
And this point right here, the emotional, it's like he has all this muscles. He's very, defined. He's big, he's loud, but he acts like a child at the same time. And this is where I started to, get my understandings about him. He does good, but I think overall, this part right here, this video is what killed him. Killed his career in a sense, or gave him a dip. And this is why this video came. This is why I'm making this video, this exposure, because of this right here.
That's a bag of trash, dude. Pull your fucking shirt off. Tell me you're fucking proud of yourself.
Because I've been to fucking prison?
Jesus Christ,
because
look
I've been
at
to
you,
prison?
bro. You got 10-inch arms and tits. Men don't have tits.
No, they go to prison where they get fucking get raped up.
So you get this right here. You get a guy who gets Andrew all worked up, but you get a guy who talks about money, but acts like a child. So let's go into some more things on this. So this is Spencer Cornelia, and when I watched his video on Wes, this kind of brought in some more evidence about him. So let's let him hear his essay.
There is nothing more ungrateful than having no f***ing results. The drunk, loser, fat, stupid f***ing dad who ain't achieved in his life, for him to f***ing utter out his fat f***ing lips that anything is possible is straight sickening.
Wes's unfiltered approach to YouTube has led to thousands of people signing up for his mindset.
Yeah, this is part I like. Cornelia breaks down how a lot of people are attracted to this guy and his talking, how he's so aggressive, how he's kind of like the Andrew Tate on steroids. You know what I mean? Like he's very loud and proud, and it seems like it's just a facade at the same time. This is a really good video that breaks down more about him and his clients. I do got some videos that share about him and his clients and his business. That's just sharing more about Wes and his personality. So, and this is the part that I think is important you guys to watch. And this is on the No Jumper podcast.
So 2014, you said, is when you started to have
That's
phones?
when we fully got smartphones.
Right.
Like about 2013, 2014, we fully got smartphones.
And you kind of knew that you wanted to be a content creator, or what?
I just saw money on Instagram. I saw money on there. I saw the hashtags. I saw the way the photos were. I saw the positivity. I loved being positive. Like I was negative my whole life. So if I could I want attention. Like people like me and you, like we do what we do because we like attention.
Now you listen to that. He likes attention. Let him hear what he says more about this.
We'll be stars and we'll win because we want attention. A lot of people they don't realize attention. This is the age of attention, and it's the greatest commodity. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing here. But I mean, the whole point is like, I knew I loved attention. I wanted So, but I always got it in a negative way. Like if someone came and fronted on me in the street, and like I knew I was waiting for him. Like I bait people in. A motherfucker would be drunk, he'd be with his bitch or something, and the guy would come up and like want to talk shit. And the second he ran his mouth too much, I'd stick my gun in his mouth so quick, put him on
Ooh, I don't think it's YouTube friendly.
his knees, tell him I'm gonna shoot his bitch in the face now because he's so fucking stupid. And I just got off on negative ass attention. Then once I started being positive and reading like positive books and seeing on Instagram that people were posting positive shit in their workout, I'm like, oh, that feels good. Like I'm not like someone who's like, I'm not like biased towards shit. Like if it feels good, I like it. I was finally getting pretty sober in lapses. Like I wasn't, like I still did speed in prison. I still drank in prison. I still smoke weed in prison.
Now, if you see what I'm saying about the guy when it comes to attention? You got a guy who's been to prison, you know, he's done his time, but I think the attention, how he says it and how big he does it drives so many people. And if the people are on the beginning of their journey, either exercise or fitness, and they see this guy and they get drawn in, then they jump into his sales funnel. And I think that's what's happening. People who are beginning their phase in life, or you know, becoming a better man just in general, they see this guy, get the muscles, get the cars, get the girls, get the money, and boom. And this guy craves and he's addicted to attention. So it's like he has this relationship where he can drive these people in. But let's go on a little bit more. So if you guys check this out, this is Andrew Wilson and Araco TV, and they break down this part right here.
Debates over the last few years against everyone from top tier to just kind of randos. But once somebody loses their emotional control, you own them. They are 100%. now your property. You can do with them whatever you want because
now this part, if you guys watch the whole thing, I showed this in the very beginning of the live stream. This guy loses it. And if this guy's supposed to be the model or the person who's going to be our alpha male, and he gets pretty much beaten up emotionally, or he just can't control his emotions. This is not to me, not a strong person. He's strong physically, but not emotionally, not mentally. And that's a big problem when people start to follow him. But this is why this is like the part of his career where he really damaged himself, which I'll show some other evidence in his social media and stuff. And this part right here, I paid Wes Watson $20,000 for coaching. Let's get his opinion about his business models. Let's try to transition over there a little bit.
Which I understand because like that's all the money he had left, and he was trying to get on his coaching program, right? But from Wes's perspective, it's like, dude, like we'll get to it when we get to it. Like you're not the only person that I'm coaching. I have thousands of other people signing up every day. Like just be patient. But at the end of the day, right? This is why I say he's not a scammer, but he just he's not a good businessman. Regardless of how much money he's making, that's not good customer service, okay? Everybody knows if you run a business, customer service is number one. How your customer's experience is number one, okay?
So after going through, understanding it, learning more about him mentally and emotionally, and then seeing how he is physically, and then looking at some of his business reviews, because that's what I want to see. What does he sell? If you're going to watch his material, what is he selling? And I watched this guy's interview. His talk about Wes Watson's coaching, and not very good customer service, very expensive for $20,000 for coaching. And also when it comes to his reviews, here's some. I found some interesting things about people reviewing his material to see if he's lying or not. Now, these guys are saying that he is lying about a lot of things he says, a lot of stories he talks about. I can't prove this at all. I just want to give this into the open, saying that maybe he's exaggerating a little bit when it comes to the stories or not. Some people are saying that he's absolutely lying, which you can find in this video here, where Wes Watson, the truth about his case, where there's actual legal documents about what he says versus what's in the documents. You guys can check that out. I don't want to break that entire thing down, but it just breaks down my case to someone who's not as transparent and as an alpha male that I would follow. So remember, this is an exposure video. You guys need to learn about this so you guys are not caught into the weeds and just following this person. You should follow them for a reason. Always do some due diligence when watching somebody and see if they're actually legit or not. Now let's move from the negative so much move to the positive. What do I like about him? Now, and he has some really good words of wisdom. Let's break this down right here.
Would you talk to them like shit all day, or would you pump them up, tell them the best stuff about them? Would you honestly guide them to what helps them the most in their life? That's what's crazy. Think about how you talk to yourself, and then really try to tell me if you love yourself. Most people constantly just exist in a stage of self-criticism. Nasty negative self-talk all day. And you look at them and you're like, no wonder you're tired, motherfucker. Let off yourself. Like, God, fuck, give it a...
Now remember, it's not what he's saying. It's not exactly how he's saying it. He is saying a lot of curse words, but if you get his message, he says some good things, and I can see how he is helping people in his own fine-tuned way. It makes sense how he does it. But is the overall benefit? Is the overall net good? For me, I'm leaning towards more of a negative side, but he does have some positive attributes about himself. Let's move on. Monetize your knowledge. I like this part.
We don't give a fuck if you're not able to really excel in all areas. The man who's got money, but he's got tits and he's soft. The man who spends all his time in the gym, but he can't afford, he can't understand how to monetize any of his knowledge. I mean, I was just watching a video on Instagram, a bunch of entrepreneurs who are sitting there smoking cigars, drinking alcohol, having a house party like they're a bunch of fucking 17-year-olds. What the fuck is it?
Well, him talking about monetizing knowledge, if you go through, he does monetize a lot of his time. I watched a lot of his other podcasts or him talking on with other YouTube channels that they have to pay to get him on his channel. And you know what? Yeah, if you're going to monetize your time, it makes sense because, time is valuable, especially for someone who's as successful as he is in business. Now, does that make him a bad guy or a good guy? It's up to you. For me, I see how he is. And this is like, to me, he's very low tier. And I get how he's positive, but I think there's other people that people should watch that would be better for you long term. Yeah, I think the physical stuff is really helpful, but I think besides that, it's like he's good in this little area, but everything else is just too much bad. Now, now this to show a little bit more of the bad, that one part good. Since that Fresh and Fit video, he blocked. He making his account private, so we can't see any of his posts. So this to me doesn't show a strong alpha male. It just shows like a very emotionally weak individual, physically strong but mentally weak, and that's not such a good thing since he says he's a worldwide coach. Worldwide coach, and he does this. He doesn't speak, really strong things about him. But I can tell just from his videos that this would probably be mainly lifestyle. I can't confirm it, but it looks like it would be all lifestyle. Now, here's some stuff I went through to, get some reviews about his programs and how much it costs. So if you want to break it down, like some people imagine spending $3,000 a month, $50 to $200 to get access to him. I don't know how his team is broken down. These other people who are working for him. But if you are paying $4,700 to $3,000 a month, that is relatively expensive. And here are some of his actual prices. So we go down, fill out your info, invest in yourself to get started. So we have the commit, which is $1,300. We have the all-day plan for 12 months, basically $2,000. The WF monthly coaching, $300 period, and 12-week to Beast. So you can tell that his stuff is not cheap. It is relatively expensive. So this is possibly where he's getting all his money from. That and advertisements are through YouTube and stuff like that. But he shows like some before and after on his website. And I'm happy he has this. Like, people are getting healthy, they're getting in shape. Is it worth this price? I don't know. But just to break it down, like, I think he is helping people, but I think he could do better. But that's just like my view on it. Like, this one is not like such a financial exposure video like I've done with the other like Forex traders, investors. But this would be, to me, like stay away from certain alpha males. Stay away from alpha males. Stay away from certain types of red pill content because it seems like it's poisonous. And I think watching him overall will be a net negative. Especially, this is really expensive stuff. But, you know, guys, that's the video. If you guys made it to the end of it, tell me your thoughts. If you follow Wes, maybe what do you think after the Fresh and Fit podcast? How do you think he took that? Was it good or bad? But I think overall that really killed a lot of his business. And I actually got into that with that over here. With him right here.
Into his revenue.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Fresh and Fit event that he attended, the way that he let me get out of this. The way that he reacted in that situation, I think was horrible. Right? And let me actually take this all the way off. Let's get back to me. Boom. All right, let's move it this way because some people, I guess not. Never mind. Millions and millions of people have seen the way he reacted at the Fresh and Fit event.
Yep.
Fresh and Fit themselves, it seems like they took the event down. I believe they knew it was a horrible look for them. It was an even worse look for him. Several other channels. I mean, there's big channels that have put stuff out there that event, it was bad. Like,
yeah, that event made him look bad. And I think overall, many people are saying the same thing. And they started making, you know, the shine the light on it a little bit harder. And, you know, to me, it just overall, I wouldn't watch Wes. I would find other people. When it comes to physical stuff, Chris Hare is really good. If you guys want to look to get into fitness stuff. But yeah, that's the video, guys. Thanks for making it to the end, and I'll see you. Peace.